All right, welcome. So once you have set up your OneDrive or you already have it set up, what next? How do you begin to synchronize files? Okay, so this is how that happens. Once again, you open your OneDrive folder. Let me just go through the long process. So you open your OneDrive folder. And so take, for instance, I actually have all my files saved in two categories. Have some files saved under the Corona School document, and I have some of my files saved on personal. So whatever you see here is personal. It's just for me. Whatever you see here is everything Corona, everything that I work with in school. So it's important that you organize your files, organize them properly. Pretty much virtually everything I do on my laptop is on OneDrive. There's rarely anything that I do that is not on OneDrive. Please be mindful of the fact that everything you have on your desktop is not backed up on the cloud. Everything that you have on your downloads folder is not backed up on the cloud. And what do I mean by the downloads folder? You see here. Everything you have on the documents folder is not backed up on the cloud. Everything you have on music files, picture files, everything you have under this PC really is not backed up on OneDrive. If you want anything to be on OneDrive, then you must indicate, you must save it on the OneDrive folder. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the OneDrive folder, Corona Schools Trust Council, that I use. And under that OneDrive folder, I have created two folders. So it means the first step to make sure that your files are synced is you need to organize your files properly. So I have organized all my files in two categories, the Corona docs and the personal docs. So you have no business with my personal files. So let me move straight into the Corona files. So if I open the Corona folder, the next thing you'll see is I have actually put these folders in categories by sessions. So you can figure that I pretty much started using the system as far back as 2018. Okay, so this is 2018 to 2019 session, and then 2019 to 2020 session, 2020 to 2021 session. So that's how I think. That's how I prefer that my files be organized. So when I need anything from any session, I know exactly where to go to. That's because I am in an academic context, or I'm in an academic environment. Some other people who are in a different environment, maybe in HR or in accounts department, whatever department you find yourself, you just determine how you want your files organized. So I have my files organized in this particular category. So let's start with something more recent. So let's say I'm looking into the 2020-21 folder. If I open that particular folder, you see another folder says term 1. So far in this session, this 2020-2021 session, we've only had one term. Okay, in the previous folders, if I go back, you'll see that I have them term 1, term 2, term 3. That's how I prefer to organize my files. So if whatever technique you use, whatever suits you, that's your choice. So basic thing before you say you want to sync your files, it's important that you have your files organized properly. Otherwise, if you have everything just saved up in the OneDrive folder, just the broad OneDrive folder, you will definitely have a problem locating your files. Okay, so let's dig further. If I open into the term 1 folder, then you then begin to personalize things. So I have things organized this way, class document for me, lesson plans, and then other responsibilities. So that's my choice. Now, if you notice something, you'll notice that there's a status icon beside each folder. Now, this status lets you know whether or not your file has been synced completely. So when you have an arrow that is cyclical in this particular folder, the blue arrow that is cyclical, it is telling you that files have been synced. Okay, so it's letting you know that the last thing you updated in this folder has not synced completely. It is in the process. If I hover my mouse around it, as you can see that it's saying sync pending, meaning it is not yet complete. However, if you see this folder, this one with the green tick, it lets you know that the sync is complete. Okay, let me hover my mouse around it and later bring up the option. It says here availability status available on this device. Okay, meaning it has already been synced and it's also available on the cloud. All right. Now there's a third option. There's a third type of status you see that actually has the cloud option. The cloud option lets you know that this particular file has been synced completely, yes, but it is not available on this device, meaning you can only access it directly from the cloud. Okay, so there are different status. Okay, but let's start by saying you want to sync a particular file from your system. So let's say that I want to drag this particular file here, this file on my desktop that says parenting articles, and then I want to put it on OneDrive. So let me say I want to put it on a particular folder. I'll go to class documents, and then let me say correspondence to parents. And then I put it maybe on the newsletter folder. Okay, so I drag it from here and I drop it here, just as simple as that. Okay, so I have dragged and dropped, and as you can see, the parenting articles has automatically synced. See that? It was rolling before, it had the blue cyclical option before, but then in a matter of seconds, it has synced. So that's how you ensure that your files are synced. Okay, so you either maybe type it on your system, maybe let it be saved on your desktop first of all, and then you drag and drop it into the OneDrive folder. Or you have the option of going straight to Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint, whatever document that you want, and then you save as. Once you save as, you find this particular folder. Maybe we should make it practical. So let's say, for instance, this presentation that I have here, this is the presentation for your class, by the way. So let's say that I want to save it in that very folder, parent correspondence, just for the sake of illustration. So I come here to File, and I come to Save As. I click Browse, and then it brings up all the folders that I have. I make sure to click on the folder that has OneDrive. So this is my OneDrive folder. I go to Corona Docs folder. I double click the 2020-21 session, term 1, class document, correspondence to parents. It's a long process, but I prefer that my files be organized that way. And then I go to newsletter, and here I am, introduction to digital tools. I can simply click save. Okay, so let's see whether it is in that folder. Okay, here it is. It is in the folder and it is currently syncing. It will continue to sync. It will continue to show this particular icon until I close it. Okay, because the assumption, for as long as I am still working on this folder, as long as it's still on here, the assumption is it is not completely synced yet. Until I'm done, I save and close it. That's when it will show the green tick icon. I hope that is clear so far. Thank you very much.